saw my community post last week, you know that Doug and I took a little bit of a second honeymoon this week, and we're going to be taking a few of those over the next few months. And we're not going to do anything extravagant. We didn't do anything extravagant this week. We just took a little road trip to somewhere that we could wake up by a lake, head into the mountains during the day, and maybe have a nice dinner at night, and just reconnect with nature and with each other and get back into the things that we really used to love to do together. It's been several hard years since we could do that stuff because of my disabilities and Doug's own health challenges. We haven't been able to walk very far. And so we just sort of stopped doing a lot of the things that we used to do that made us feel alive. Now, both of us knew that we'd probably do better if we just use a cane or a walking stick, but we have not wanted to do that because, I don't know, I guess it seemed like a weakness, or it seemed like admitting that we were getting old or whatever. But I mean, the fact is we are getting older. And so this time we decided to just go for it, use the walking sticks or the cane, and see what happened. And what we found is that once we got into it, it didn't feel like a weakness at all. It felt like freedom. And that realization led me to another one, that in my fight against discrimination, I had become fiercely self-reliant. I mean, I couldn't trust any of the people around me at work, and I really couldn't trust the process because we all know how messed up that is. So apart from Doug's support and some support from my attorney once I hired one, I really had to deal with most of that on my own. And I think somewhere along the way, I forgot how to accept support. This week reminded me that sometimes just a tiny bit of support, whether it's from a cane, a walking stick, a friend, or faith, I mean, just a little bit of support can make the difference between feeling stuck and moving forward. And in fact, when I think back on why I started this channel, I mean, that's what it boiled down to. I didn't have the support that I felt like I needed, so I wanted to do my part to help the people who came after me, you guys, find just a little bit of support that you could lean on when you really needed it. I mean, I can't carry you through your whole fight, but I can give you a little something that maybe will keep you going when things get tough. Now, with our walking sticks, Doug and I found that we could walk for miles. I mean, a little slower than we did before, and not exactly the same way, but with all the joy we used to have, and none of the pain. My favorite day was the day that we decided to take a hike up a prehistoric cliff. And we looked at the trail map and we picked the shortest one. It was supposedly just about a half a mile to the top of this hill. It didn't take us very long to realize that this path was not going to be what we expected. But we decided to just keep moving forward, a step at a time, and see how far we could get. Now for me, another thing that I'm trying to do on these trips, besides just have fun with Doug and enjoy life, is heal from my discrimination fight. I think that's been a long time coming. So I take the experiences that I'm having on these trips and I try to relate them to my battle. And it occurred to me that this climb was very much like my fight against discrimination. I mean, when I started that fight, I really had no idea what I was getting into. And I mean, to me, it seemed pretty cut and dried that my boss had violated the law. But once I got into it, I realized that it wasn't that simple at all. I mean, the law is very complicated. There are a lot of nuances to it, and our employers know it more than we do. Just like the climb, I was already into it before I realized how hard it was going to be. And looking back, I realized that the way I did it was the same way that Doug and I made it to the top of this hill. One very careful step at a time. Once we made it to the top of our hill and we looked out at the beautiful lake below us and saw how far up we'd come, and we felt that breeze on our face, I mean, I felt alive and very proud of what I'd done, and I felt like me again. I mean, I felt parts of me that I thought NASA had taken away forever. And then I looked over at Doug, and I realized how far he had pushed himself outside his own comfort zone to go up that hill with me. And that made me grateful and proud all over again. Not just for the beautiful view that we got to share, which was pretty amazing, but because we did it together. Just like we fought NASA and won. It wasn't until we got down from the hill that we actually learned that the short hike we had chosen was the hardest hike in the whole park. And when I heard that, I felt an old spark inside me. It was the part of me that used to thrive on challenges. The part of me that made me so successful at NASA in solving supposedly impossible problems. It felt like the discrimination had taken away every accomplishment of my 30-something year career at NASA. And I got to tell you, that didn't feel good. But I just kind of, through these last few years, have figured I was never going to get that part back. And this week I learned I was wrong about that. And I am so grateful for that. Remembering how it felt to stand up there on top of that cliff with Doug. I realized that my boss didn't take anything from me. I am still everything I was, and even more. All the little pieces of me that I'm struggling to recover right now, and I know it's going to be a process. This week showed me that they're still there to recover, and I'll find them if I just keep going. I'm always going to carry all the scars and the lessons that I've learned from my fight with NASA. But now I see that the spark that made me who I am is still with me. And recovery is just going to be a process of trying to figure out how to integrate the person I used to be with the person I've become. And I know it's not going to be easy. It's not all going to be joyful like it was this week. Sometimes the path to recovery is going to be steep, and sometimes it's going to be downright scary. But I know if I keep going, and especially with Doug at my side, I'll make it. And I want to make it because I want you guys to know that being whole after this ordeal is possible. And I want you to know that if you just keep taking that next step as carefully and purposefully as you can, and find a little support to lean on along the way, that one day, if you just keep moving forward, you'll make it to the top. And you'll look out at that beautiful view, and you'll look back at how far you've come, and you'll feel proud of what you've done. And it's going to be incredible. So you guys take care.